So I had my gastric bypass on the NHS 2 weeks ago, and on my TikTok I've been getting a lot of questions that are the same questions, and they've been asked over and over, and I'm sort of repeating myself all the time with it. So I thought I'd make a video answering those two questions so that people can look back on it. So the first question I get asked all the time is about the waiting list. How long are the waiting list? How long do I wait for surgery? And then the second question I've been getting is about the process through the NHS. So who do I talk to? How do I get the surgery? How do I start it? Like, how do you get the ball rolling, basically? So I thought I'd answer those two questions now. So the first question is about waiting lists. Now, every hospital will have their own waiting list. I've spoken to people from all over the country, and the average time is 1 to 2 years, I've noticed. Now, there are people that have been waiting years on the waiting list. It's all sort of just luck of the draw, basically, of what area you're having your surgery in. How quick they are at getting through their waiting list, how many surgeries they do per day, all of that stuff. So my hospital, when I first was referred to the hospital that I went to, the waiting list was 2 years. And then when I was officially placed on the waiting list, it went down to 18 months. And then about 6 months into the waiting list, it went down to 12 months. Now, a lot of the reason behind the long waiting list is because during COVID, everything to do with bariatric, so all the surgeries and stuff, were basically put to the back burner because they weren't medically necessary, and any sort of surgeries that didn't need to happen straight away, they were sort of pushed back because all the doctors and stuff were needed elsewhere. And so there was a massive backlog over COVID of people waiting for this surgery or waiting for one of the bariatric surgeries. And since COVID, they've been having to play catch up, basically, and are trying to get through the backlog. And it is working, like they are getting through it, because when I first was referred, obviously it was 2 years, and now it's 12 months, I believe. So they are getting through it, but it's just taking time. So the people that have been waiting years have probably been waiting since just before COVID, and they've been sort of put in the backlog, and their hospital is just a bit slower to get through it. So it really depends on the area. When you get referred to hospital, the best thing to do is just ask them what their waiting time is like. So then you get an idea of how long you're going to be waiting. But it's going to be a long wait. Everybody knows that when you do it through the NHS, it's going to be a long wait. It's a long process. It's not going to be quick. So I spent exactly 1 year on the waiting list. I got the phone call 1 year after being placed on it. I wasn't expecting to get the phone call till like June, July time, because of all the strikes, like the doctor strikes and stuff. So I was expecting for it to be like pushed back, but luckily I still got my phone call and I had my surgery 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it really depends, honestly. It's about 1 to 2 years, but there are hospitals that are a bit longer than that. So it's best just to ask the bariatric team when you get referred and sort of see where you're at. Now, the second question I've been getting asked is about the process through the NHS, like who do I talk to, how do I get things started? I do plan on doing a video just talking about the process through the NHS from start to finish, everything you have to do, because when you do it through the NHS, there is a really strict criteria in order to get referred by the GP. And also there are different programs you have to go through before you're even referred to the hospital team. And you have to do all of those. and then you get referred to the hospital team. You have to do a bunch of stuff with them, and then you get finally put on the waiting list, and then you've got about a year or two waiting. So I do plan on doing a video talking about all of that. But just to answer this question about how to get it started, you need to go to your GP and talk to them. That's all I can really say. When I approached them back in 2021, and I just went to my GP and I just said I need help with my weight. And I told him things that I tried over the years, because the issue with me was that it wasn't in losing weight per se, because I can lose weight, but then within a year I've put it back on and more, because I had a really bad food addiction and I'm a binge eater. So I could, like, in 1 year the most I've lost is 5 stone in 1 year, and within a year I'd put it all back on plus more. So my issue wasn't really losing weight. So I tried a bunch of different stuff and I managed to lose weight on different things, but I just couldn't keep it off. And I really needed help, because at that point I had 2 children and it was really affecting my mental health. I couldn't keep up with the kids, and it was ruining my life basically. I couldn't even go on a simple walk without being in pain, and without my chest feeling like it was on fire, and not being able to do things with the kid because of my size, and you know, all of that stuff. So I went to my GP and approached him and says, I need help with my weight, these are the things I've tried. And he basically looked at my BMI and referred me straight away. Again, I'm going to be talking about all this stuff during another video, but to get the process started, you need to go to your GP. You need to get a referral from your GP. There are different methods to try and losing weight. Sometimes they can get you a membership at the gym. They can get you contacts for like different slimming wheels and stuff. There's tablets to try, there's injections now. There's all different methods to try getting help with losing weight. If you do want to go down the surgery route, you can bring that up to them and tell them that you've been doing your own research and you think this will benefit you, you'd like a referral. Just be open with them about it. But you know, some people are afraid to go to the GP about the weight, and I don't blame them. It is embarrassing. It takes a lot of guts to even ask for help with anything, let alone your weight. You know, it's not a nice thing to do. It is embarrassing, but you know, nothing's going to get done unless you find that courage to ask for help. So just go to your GP and tell them that you want help with your weight, and that'll sort of get the ball rolling. You don't have to decide straight away whether you want surgery or not. You might just want some advice and some support and maybe some groups to join or different things to try. It doesn't have to be surgery. So just go to your GP and ask for help and see where it goes, and you can decide along the way if you want to go further and go for surgery or not. But that's how I got started. So those are the 2 questions that I've been getting a lot, and I just wanted to make a video about those 2 questions and explain them a little bit more. Again, I am going to be doing a video more in depth about the NHS process and all the different things you have to do. But for right now, that's my video on this.